many Indian companies also looking at Japanese.
So, like after USA, Japan is very strong big pharma market, but very closed market. It's difficult to enter. But still Lupin and Dr. Reddy's and all making big efforts.
In IT also it's a very closed market and difficult to enter, and TCS did enter.
So once you enter, these are very long-term markets. So we strongly believe that after USA, even Indian company will also like to de-risk, expand other geographies, and this way they're entering Europe and Japan also together. And then once a couple of good acquisition and good experience take place, others always follow. So once you make a dent in that market, then you are there.
So actually, that's what I had heard, that entry into Japan is very difficult, but once you enter, it can just turn out to be very lucrative. I think that American dream still remains with the Indian psyche. Are you seeing enough traction? Have you managed to really capitalize a lot of that particular aspect? Of course, debt issue has been immense for the Indian companies in the past few years, so that has really restricted them. But are we coming out of that? Do you see that dialogue really restarting?
Yeah, I see it in three, Nisha, in three sectors in specific. First, in IT services, obviously. And what I see from our stuff is where we already have some operations in India and in the U.S. We are raising equity now or selling, depending on how the deal works out, for a large systems integrator that has 500 employees. I'd also say you have a huge infrastructure here for mobile payments because we didn't, it's just a different setup. And so we see a lot in fintech.
Is 2017 will be a watershed year for M&A transactions? Last few years weren't that great?
I think lots of things have happened in the last 2-3 years time, and those who are, you rightly said, the gap between men and the boys is clearly coming out. So there are lots of inquiries, there are lots of traction, there are lots of things. It's just that the time period required to close a deal has gone up from average 6 to 8 months time now to 1 to 1.5 years time.
And regulatory aspects also have a lot
more
to do
than that, when there is a confusion, those who can take difficult things head on, they are going to be winner. Those who are not, they'll have to leave the tough for others. As long as your pipeline is good, you are engaged, whether it's a 2016 or 2017, 2020, doesn't matter. We are very optimistic about Indian market.
All right, Mahesh. So that's a very optimistic view really coming in on the deal street. Thanks so much, gentlemen, all of you, for sharing all your thoughts and insights on the deal flow. It's a very competitive field and may be profitable next year for all of you going forward. So thanks so much for joining us right here with your valuable insights on CNBC TV 18. All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Big Deal, but I'm sure we got the perspective from 5 different countries on the cross-border transactions as far as mergers and acquisitions is concerned, and the focus here is that it's going to be optimistic, and there are many dialogues really happening between Indian companies and the overseas companies, and some of them will really fructify in big bang deals. All right, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks so much.